Welcome to Dr. C's Excellent Adventures. I'm out here today visiting the crew that are part of the GEODES program. And this is part of NASA's Instrument Development Program for our return to the moon. GEODES stands for Geophysical Exploration of the Dynamics and Evolution of the Solar System. As NASA acronyms go, this is a pretty good one. The San Francisco Peaks volcanic field was chosen for this study because of its diverse geologic features and convenient location near Flagstaff, Arizona. For the August 2023 field campaign, the team made geophysical measurements at the Lava River Cave lava tube, a graben near SP Crater, and a thick lava flow at double craters near Sunset Crater National Monument. I was particularly interested in the graben near SP Crater, and Principal Investigator Nick Schmurr generously allowed me to observe some of the fieldwork. Before we continue, some background. A graben is a depression in a planetary surface produced when tensional forces act on the crust. In this simple model, imagine we've dug a vertical trench into rocks on the Earth's crust. Note that the block in the middle drops down along the two boundary faults as the crust is pulled apart. At SP Crater, the geologic map shows the faults that bound the graben ending north of the road, which is also perpendicular to the graben axis. This makes this an ideal location to use a variety of geophysical techniques to study buried geologic structures. Guys' names here. Let me get that.
My name is Patrick Wells.
And my name is Ellie Sherman.
Okay, and where are you guys from?
I'm with NASA Goddard in Greenbelt, Maryland.
Okay.
University of Maryland.
And I'm with Arizona State University, based out of Tempe.
Oh, excellent. When dialed in, this GPS system can determine positions on the Earth's surface within a few centimeters, allowing for critical corrections for the study of gravitational anomalies. Of course, there are no global positioning satellites orbiting the moon, so this technology won't be used up there. According to Patrick, NASA is planning to use the stars for navigation and location at night, and will develop detailed terrain models for use during the day. Just so you know, I'm shooting video. Yeah.
You got interviewed the other day, so on camera, so there's no stranger to the camera.
All right. So now, what kind of adjustments are you making with the gravimeter here? What is
as level as possible for the mechanics of the machine to work properly. So this is probably the hardest part of this procedure. You can get a good contact with the ground.
Yeah, the mechanics are so delicate that even the wind will throw it off balance. That's how sensitive it is.
Now these guys, as I understand it, you literally can measure the change in gravity if you move it from the table onto the floor.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Apollo 17 carried 2 gravimeters to the moon. One of the instruments malfunctioned, but the astronauts were able to use the second to take a series of measurements across the graben at their landing site at Taurus Littrow. With additional refinement provided by modern satellite data, in 2017 scientists were able to use the Apollo 17 measurements to estimate that the Taurus Littrow graben is filled by a lava flow 1 kilometer plus or minus 150 meters thick. The instrument Troy is carrying is 1,000 times more sensitive than the one used by Apollo, but is much too delicate to blast into space. The goal of the GEODES study is to set parameters for the engineers developing the new generation of lunar instruments. While they were conducting the gravity survey, one of the team members grabbed the backpack magnetometer and began making multiple transects parallel to the road. Unfortunately, he was off and running before I had a chance to ask him about the instrument. I do know that basalt should be easily distinguished from limestone by its magnetic signature, which should help them define the boundaries of the buried graben. We've got Jacob and Lyndon here, and nailed the greatest weather that Flagstaff has to offer when you're doing field work. It's Austin.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And what is your name? Gene. Okay. On Monday the 7th, the seismic crew came out to run a line over the graben's western boundary fault, the same location where the gravity and magnetic surveys were conducted. 48 geophones were strung out in a line parallel to the road and buried to shield them from the wind. Guys, while we're standing here, how do the geophones work? What is the technology?
Inside of the geophone is a mast, free-moving mast. And essentially, whenever we hit the ground with the sledgehammer, it generates seismic waves that interact with the mast in the inside of the geophone and basically shake it. And as it shakes, it's turning that movement into a signal that travels through our line into those brightly colored seismometers.
So you have like seismic energy was provided by striking a metal plate with a sledgehammer wired to the recording station.
Not like a surface wave around. It looks like there's a strong P wave here. Might be the air wave. The computer knows where it's at. You can see the truck coming down that line. So it's basically as it's coming down.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yep. So that's why we don't shoot while the truck's coming.
Okay. This is basically what scientific data collection is like. It requires precision, persistence, and consistency above all else. It just takes time for a lot of these things. These guys are going to be at this for another half hour, 45 minutes on this first line, and then they're going to redeploy the geophones and collect data using a different setup over the same exact profile. So they'll be able to directly compare these two different methods and see if there's a way they can do it faster with fewer geophones, basically. So it's going to be interesting to see what the results of all this come out to be. But this has just been great fun. On August 8th, the group came out to conduct an electrical resistivity survey along the same transect. Unfortunately, I was unable to get out and shoot video that day, but altogether 4 different data sets were collected over the buried graben. I hope that in the future GEODES will come back to northern Arizona with prototypes of instruments designed to go to the moon, although that is yet to be determined. Other teams from NASA were out last October conducting a variety of field tests on the Black Point lava flow, so fingers crossed, GEODES will be able to do the same thing.